The hawk was the guardian of the forest, as a sword above it. As I stared into the pitch-black opening, I soon started taking slow steps into the forest. The closer I got, the more my heart started pounding. As I entered, I saw the bright sunshine break through the crooked trees up ahead. I kept on walking into the forest, and the deeper I went, the brighter it became. Soon I heard the birds' harmony and a waterfall crashing down up ahead. I dipped my hands into the ice-cold water and had a nice, refreshing drink. I got up and continued walking through the forest until I tripped on a long root. The root was as long as a fully grown python. In front of me was a stretched out plain of leaves on the forest floor, like an African savanna.
I was walking in a stunning forest when a soft pine cone fell from the tall tree, like leaves from a bush. I was frightened, but then I heard the singing the birds. The song was as calm as classical music.
One day, I was walking in the most beautiful forest in the world. I imagined a clear and fast waterfall behind me crashing down from the colossal mountain. Above, there is a colorful rainbow which shines on the whole forest. Then suddenly I stepped on a creepy pine cone. Then unexpectedly, a couple of birds started to sing as beautiful as an orchestra. Then I sat down on a mossy log and took a fresh and cold drink. Then I collected some spherical chestnuts so I have a memory of this special forest.
Forest imagination. I was walking in the forest and I smelled some fresh air. I walked about 1 hour after I heard some talking. Soon I saw a waterfall with tree houses, and the waterfall was beautiful as the clear water. The water was so tasty. I found some tasty rosehip and chestnut.
The trees were like skyscrapers. The leaves were as crunchy as cheesy Doritos. The pond was so clear it was like a fortune teller's crystal ball. Blueberries as sweet as a 6-year-old sharing her bowl. The roots of the trees were like a gang of snakes approaching their enemy.
I was walking in the green emerald forest and stepped on the crunchy leaves, which were as crunchy as potato chips. The trees were as humongous as a skyscraper and reached the marshmallow clouds. The baby birds were a gorgeous orchestra. Rounded shiny chestnuts were hidden under the leaves like valuable golden coins. A ladybird crawled across the mossy log. The stone was moldy and it had an awful smell like a skunk. The fruits were lovely. They were as sweet as gummy bear mixed with ice cream.
Last Sunday I was in the forest and it was 6 p.m. I saw old and young trees. I touched some trees. There were wet and dry trees. I just wanted to eat mushrooms, and then I thought that I couldn't eat mushrooms because it could be dangerous. I heard the hooting of an owl, and I was scared. I mixed hooting of an owl with wolves, bugs, ants, and some insects were on the trees. There was trees as big as buildings. I was hungry. I picked blueberries from blueberry bushes. The blueberries were sweet as sugar. I also picked blueberries for my family. The birds' song are the orchestra of the forest. There was a river and a log. The log was big as a bridge. I walked and had fresh air.
It was morning in the forest. It was undisturbed as the calm water. There were very much animals and it wasn't dangerous. The air was fresh and there were crunchy branches falling down from the tree. There was a waterfall in the middle of the forest. It was clear as glass. After it, the bird began to sing. The song was the music of the forest.
One day I was walking in the forest, and it was wonderful and colorful. I touched the tree, and it was raw and mossy. The roots of the tree were like a maze. The sun brightened up the whole forest. Their birds singing was amazing. They sounded like an orchestra. The river was like a rolling snake. It was underneath the enormous mountain.
I arrived at the enchanting forest. The dry leaves like potato chips were crunching beneath my legs. The trees of the forest were as tall as gigantic skyscrapers. The mangoes looked juicy as they were hanging from the mango tree. There was an orchestra by birds. Their song was very beautiful. Then there were a charming waterfall falling like a lot of crawling snakes and sat down by the beautiful view.